Hey y'all, Stacy here. I'm so excited to be sharing with you the scents I think might be on the chopping block from the spring and summer catalog. As a quick reminder, I am a Scentsy consultant who uses mostly 25 watt and up Scentsy warmers. They're on for about 15 hours a day. Now let's jump into this topic. If you're here, you probably already know this, but just as a reminder, these are just my guesses. I am not an expert. I'm just making these predictions for fun because it's something we really enjoy doing in kind of the Scentsy Waxy community. I don't have any inside knowledge, even though I am a consultant. This is just my personal experience, and I am very, very often wrong. If I don't mention a bar that you love, don't consider that I'm saying that I think that bar is safe, because honestly, I don't ever think any bar is safe. If you love it, consider clubbing it. Exhibit A in the file of You Just Never Know is Dashing. Now, this is a scent that was a new release in the fall of 2023, and it is not returning for the fall of 2024, but it carried through to the spring and summer. So there are a couple of bars that I think are spring and summer bars that may be experiencing a similar fate that Dashing is experiencing right now. And we never know. It may come back in the future, but I imagine that Dashing is fully retired. There are two bars that I think are at risk for being a long goodbye, and one that I think is toast as of September 1st. And the bar that I think is maybe not returning next spring and summer is Lemon Drizzle Cake. This is one that I do have in my club. I really enjoy this bar. I know it can be a controversial bar, but for me, this bar was in spring and summer 2023, carried forward to fall of 2023, was in the spring and summer of 2024, and is now not carrying forward into the fall. So I think it's likely done. Now, Very Vanilla and Pinkberry and Sandalwood are two bars that are spring summer new releases, just like Dashing was, and they are carrying forward from the spring and summer into the fall and winter. Now, that could mean that they are going to become year-round bars, but it could also mean that we're going to get maybe one more spring and summer with them and they'll be retired. So I'm going to be watching those bars closely. I personally think exactly 0 of the 10 new release bars are safe. If we look at the fall of 2023, of those 10 new release bars, only 5 are living to see the fall of 2024. I think the same could be true for these bars, and it's not because they're not good bars. I think they just like to bring new scents, and this is a hard space to occupy. Wild Cherry and Sakura is a bar that I think took a little while to find its audience. It might be a bar out of time. There are some folks that I know that did not enjoy this bar in the late spring, early summer, and they're loving it in the late summer, early fall. So that may really hamper that bar. I think Moon Orchid is a dominant floral, and that's a hard space. Sun Castles is a bar that for some folks has reported being a lighter bar or a bar that needs cure time. That can be hard to overcome. Cake Me to Paradise is a fruit-forward bakery bar, and gourmand lovers like bakery-forward bakery bars. And Sip and Poolside just has a lot of competition in that aquatic fruity space. I honestly feel like we're due for a citrus shakeup in the catalog. So I have heard people say that pineapple mango and tangerine creamsicle might be on the chopping block. And I think those are very valid concerns. But there are 4 bars that I think are maybe most at risk. And the first one I've heard a lot of other people talk about, which is Lemon Sorbet. And that's just because of the prevalence of lemon scents. This is one of my favorites and it's unique, but I've never seen it get like the bestseller moniker, so I am worried about it. Havana Cabana is another one that I've not seen as a bestseller, and it's very popular. But I would just be a little bit concerned about it. For Paradise Punch, I'm primarily concerned about it because it's the last starfruit scent note that I see in the catalog. So it feels like maybe they're driving away from that scent note, or maybe it's not as in vogue. So I think if you love that one, that's one to look out for. And then finally, Sunkissed Citrus, which I know it's existed for a long time, but also it's existed for a long time, so it might be on the chopping block. The fruity category is one of the largest of the spring-summer catalogs, and last season, 4 of the 10 new releases came to the fruity catalog section, so I think there's a high chance that quite a few fruity bars could meet their end. Blue Agave and Melon and Summerberry Melon are both bars that I think could go just because they're limited time offers that came to the catalog. So that's just my primary reason for including them. Mahalo coconut is one of my very favorite floral scents. It is a fruity floral, but because it is a floral, that can be a hard space to occupy. Berry Sweet and Berry Bright are both berry blends. They're very unique to me, so I do hope they both survive, but Berry Sweet is much sweeter and is just a true berry blend, whereas Berry Bright includes clementine, is blue raspberry, and is a little more tart, but I think they're both at risk. And Rainbow Sherbet is one of those scents that people love, but I don't hear talked about a lot. So I think it's one that you do need to look out for if you love it. The floral space in the catalog is really unique to me because I think as a new bar coming in, it's very hard to get and maintain a foothold. But it seems like the staples that are kind of solidified in the floral section are fully there and they don't move much and they don't move easily. Kukui and coconut is a newer floral scent, and I'm always worried about it because I really love that bar. It's one of the florals that I really enjoy. It's coconut, kukui nut, and jasmine, and so it's in my club for that reason. Evening Sky is one of the 10 new release bars, and so I think it's at risk for that reason. It's pretty universally enjoyed by everybody that I have heard try it. I like it a lot. It is lighter and does need a bit of cure time, but it's a beautiful scent in bedrooms. I'm also including here Hibiscus Pineapple because Hibiscus Sunset came in the LTOs this year and it was a much better performing hibiscus scent. So I think we might see an update of that. The fresh category, like the fruity category, is massive in the spring and summer catalog. However, unlike the fruity category, there was only one new release scent, and I think that could mean that they might focus on this category next year. So it may also get a shakeup. And if it does, I think rather than looking at Bamboo and Rainfall, which was the new release scent, there might be 6 of these older scents that we might discover on the chopping block. I think we could see Woodland Meadows go because it exists in the fresh category and it's more of a woodsy scent to me. Mountain Sunset is one that leans floral and perfumey, and so it might get the boot. I think also By the Sea feels like they've been playing with ocean air scents a lot, so we might see an update to that. Daydream Oasis is one that has water lily in it, and they've also been playing with water lily notes a lot. And White Amber and Silk is one that has existed for a long time, and I think it might be due an update. And Coconuts for Coconuts, I hope it doesn't go, but it's a bold scent, and so I've got that one in my club. I love that scent. Now, in the woods category, I do think sandalwood and tangerine is at risk. It's white cedar, tangerine, and sandalwood. It stays in its base notes. It's a beautiful scent, but to me, it is heavy in the air for a spring and summer scent without being overpowering. It's lovely, but it's just not one that I reach for often. When I do, I really love it, but I just don't find that I reach for it often, so I do think that might be at risk. I feel like it's all but confirmed because White Amber Antique used to be a year-round scent and now it's not, that this one is likely not to return. Rounding out the list of maybe not returning woodsy scents is Coastal Sunset, and primarily this is because I just don't hear a lot about this fragrance and I don't see a lot of it moving through like my local area. But it's creamy coconut, sandalwood, and amethyst amber. For me, it's a delightful bedroom melt. I do enjoy it, but I also don't melt a ton of it every year. So I think it could be at risk. Now, I have already spoken in the 10 new releases that I think the Cake Me to Paradise really might be on the chopping block in the bakery section. I've described that scent as smelling to me like a poke cake, which is a cake that you allow to cool and then poke holes in and pour some sort of a fruit compote over the top of it. And that is what it smells like to me. I definitely get the bakery notes. I really love that bar, but it is a fruit forward bar. And I think it's hard to be fruit forward and survive in the bakery section. Lemon Drizzle Cake, I think, is also all but confirmed to be done. That's a bar that I really love and enjoy. But I want to focus on talking about Strawberry Lemon Cake. This is a bar that people that love it really do love it. It is an aromatic scent, so it's a little bit lighter in the air. You don't get the heavy drizzle that you get from lemon drizzle cake, but it is in my home a beautiful aromatic cake fragrance that isn't heavy. And I love that even on humid, hot days, I can pop this in and get this sort of light, gourmand fragrance kind of wafting throughout my space. So it is a great one, but I do think because it's lighter in performance, it might be on the chopping block. If you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel so we can stay in touch. Thank you guys so much for watching. And let me know in the comments, what are your predictions? Which bars do you think are not coming back? And are there any that you're surprised that you're clubbing, that you are clubbing?